Let's start the new year by thinking about and creating wish trees. We're going to kind of think about this project as a way to be mindful and set up ourselves for success in the new year. Let's begin by learning a very simple technique on how to draw a tree. This is something you might have learned in the past, but it's always a helpful refresher as we work. Let's begin by creating the trunk of the tree. You might notice my lines are quite wobbly, which is totally fine, a great way to embrace the imperfections. Trees are from nature, so they're certainly imperfect. I'm turning that trunk into a very wonky block letter Y with pointed ends to create my branches. I'm going to keep adding on branches as I go until it's filled up. So again, you can see I'm thinking about that block letter Y as I go. The Renaissance artist Leonardo da Vinci was also a scientist. He was multi-talented, but he had this idea that the width of the trunk should be equal to the width of all of the branches combined. You don't have to think about your work as science, but it's something to think about. Obviously, we want the trunk to be much thicker than the branches. And again, he noticed that if you were to combine the width of all of the branches together, it would be about equal to the width of the trunk. So just something to think about, an interesting little fun fact or rule. As I'm working, the branches that are further away from the trunk are getting thinner. And now I'm starting to add that bark texture. So all I'm doing here is taking my Sharpie and I'm creating vertical lines that are following along the lines that I drew for the branches. No need for perfection. This is a really nice way to just embrace imperfections that occur. This is a nice moment to be mindful and again, just accept whatever sort of mark comes off. You're taking your time, you're going carefully, but again, just embracing whatever happens. As you're creating your tree, you can start to think about some of your New Year's resolutions and designs that you're going to place around your wish tree. So think about what your goals are for the new year, and you're going to think about how you can represent those goals as symbols. Feel free to use reference images to help support you, but you can see here, sure, I have some words, but they are all represented by different images. Every single word that I have, again, is supported by an image. Since this is artwork, we want to make sure that we're using visual imagery to help support and express ourselves. So here, you can use colored pencils, you can use your regular pencil or Sharpies to help add to your wish trees. Think about your goals. So for me, I put getting enough rest, and I represented that by the moon and stars. I drew about wanting to be more mindful about planning ahead and being more organized. I want to paint more and submit to art shows. I want to find time for daily movement and making healthy choices. You can see my composition here is very full. I have my wish tree elements all around my paper. This helps make for a very completed artwork. And I've layered my colored pencil colors, one on top of the other. So this is a project where I really want you to just be reflective, be mindful, and start to think about your ideas for the new year.